I just wanted you to see how nice this block looks when it's completed. And also I learned something. I learned something new and decided to change it a little bit. So you can see that everything is so nice and curvy. I haven't quilted it yet. I believe I'll do some quilting in the lower spaces and maybe in these parts and let this white stand up. But one thing I discovered that I did not like was these thick where seams came together in the middle of the blocks. So what I did, and I just did it on these two so far, was I cut that completely out because the stitching is holding this piece on. It doesn't need to be attached here in the middle. So I can see and I can also feel my seam lines here, and I'm going to cut that center out to eliminate this lump in the middle. Well, but I have to be sure that I'm not cutting through this outside layer. So I am going to pull from the front and the back and make an airspace between this and that for my first cuts. So I'm holding this fat seam joint and I'm making sure that this is not in it. And I'm just going to cut that away. I'm using very silly little scissors. Sorry about that. That's what I had at hand. So I'm sawing through it right now. And no, I'm going to get better scissors. Make sure still I have that beautiful red fabric at a distance, pulling it away so I can just cut through that. And now I can cut out toward the edges. Now I'm really going to get my finger in there to make sure I'm cutting above the top of my finger. And then along inside that seam. I'm looking at the seam here, which you probably can't see, and also feeling it with my hand inside between that and the red. I'm just going to cut that piece out. I will go all the way around on my own. But you can see now that this red is showing through, and I'm going to cut everything so that it looks like this, and then I won't have that bump that I'm still continuing to have. You can see here and here. These are all coming out, and I end up with this very pretty block that's not as thick because I've cut out the backs, so the only thick parts now are the white, which I think makes a pretty relief on the block. So have fun, enjoy making your blocks. Happy quilting!